Hi everybody, and welcome to another season of the Coach O Show. My name is Ryan Beckman with the head coach of the NMU Wildcats, Chris Ostrowsky, where we give you an inside look at Northern Michigan football. And Coach, good to be back with you for another season doing this.
Yeah, fantastic. Excited to get the ball rolling, and great to have this show, and we're excited to talk Wildcat football.
Well, coming up on this week's show, we'll take a look back at the Wildcats' season opener against Northwood. We'll talk with junior linebacker Levi Perry. We'll get into the highlights of the game as well, and preview their Week 2 game against the Quincy Hawks. But Coach, let's get into the Week 1 tough 23-13 loss, but a game where the final score not indicative of how close it was.
Yeah, you know, I think when we evaluate everything that we do as a program, we got to put in perspective that it's all about our player base. What is the culture in our locker room? And today we were able to have them all back in, and the resolve of those kids is amazing. And they're really the reason, the juice as coaches that we get to continue forward. We didn't expect for that to be the outcome. There's nothing about going out and losing a home opener that's acceptable for us as a football program. At the same time, we're committed to getting better every day, and I think we would approach this day the same way whether we won or lost, and we'll do things the way we see fit as a program and continue forward. But our players are excited for the future. There's no question about that, and we'll continue to stay on this path and keep chopping and keep going, and it'll break for us.
How about the atmosphere inside the Superior Dome? It's always a special place to play inside the Dome, and it was rocking on Saturday night.
Yeah, it really was. You know, I thought our event staff did a great job at the university in terms of really trying to change the environment, and there was no question that it was a great start, and it was fun, and I thought it was festive, and all that college football should be from a community perspective, from a student perspective, and then obviously from a football program perspective. It's an event, and I think it's going to continue to get better and better at the Superior Dome.
What's one of the positives that you take away from a game like this? I know you always try to find the positive in it.
No question. You know, we only deal in positives. I'm not one of those guys that kind of gets in their sorrow and just sits in it and all that kind of stuff. I thought we really played tough on defense and really had a bend but don't break mentality, and understood the philosophy of we can't give up red zone touchdowns, and we didn't. Yeah. I thought those guys really hung in there and faced a group that was frankly difficult. They did a tremendous job. My hats go off to Northwood and their staff. They did a great job of controlling the clock, and not necessarily with their actual football play, but their ability to call plays was so slow, was so methodical, that the clock was really drained with each and every play. And then consequently, that really limited our plays offensively. So that's kind of how that's that for us from an offensive perspective. I thought we did some good things, and you know, we'll look at it and try to evaluate it better.
All right, we'll have more on this game later on here in the show. We'll take a break. We'll be joined by junior linebacker Levi Perry right here on the Coach O Show.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Coach Ostrowsky will rejoin us here in just a little bit. Joined now by junior linebacker Levi Perry. Levi, nice to have you on the show. And, well, let's talk first of all about Saturday's game. Tough 23-13 loss for you guys. Your thoughts on the game?
Tough loss, like you said. Hard to swallow. I thought we fought as a team for a majority of the game, but came up short.
What are some of the things that you'll take away from that game and use in the next 10 weeks of the season?
You just learn from your mistakes, and things maybe you should have done, you will do next week. So, you know, you learn from your mistakes and move on.
One of the four captains on the Wildcat squad this year, as a junior, voted on by your teammates. Yeah. What does that mean to you to have that respect from your teammates?
It's a great honor. I was lost for words when I found out. I mean, it's great. I don't know what to say.
Let's talk about the other three guys that are captains with you, Wyatt Jurison, Marcus Tucker, and Trevor Cruzel, and the type of guys that they are on this roster.
Oh, great guys, great players. I mean, it's an honor to walk out there with them to the coin toss every day. So, you know, great four captains, I think.
Sure. You make the move from defensive back to linebacker. What has that process been like for you?
Good process. Smooth transition for me. I like to be more physical, so I can do that down at linebacker. I think coming from DB, my coverage is still pretty good down there. So.
What was the hardest thing making that switch?
Oh, technique, I think. Usually DB, I'm playing backwards. Now I'm coming more downhill at linebacker. So, but my coach Ostrowsky, he does a great job with us with our technique. So.
Sure. Well, tell us a little about Levi Perry, where you're from, and how you found your way to Northern Michigan.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I played my high school ball in Northwood. I got recruited to come up here, and I fell in love pretty much. I love the dome, love the atmosphere in Northern, so that's all me.
Yeah, the dome, a tremendous place to be, especially when it's rocking like it was on Saturday night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It gets loud in there, it gets exciting, it gets our juices going. So yeah, love the dome.
Any goals that you've set for yourself for this season?
I just want to win. Put it plain and simple. Me and my teammates go out and fight every day, give a tremendous effort and win.
How about the other guys at the linebacking core? You get some new position players. Talk about those guys. Oh,
great group of guys. It's like a brotherhood. So you know, we play for each other. Great group of guys. I can say a whole bunch of things about them, but great guys.
Well, Levi, we appreciate your time and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Take a break here on the Coach O Show. When we come back, we'll get into the highlights of a tough 23-13 loss for the Wildcats. That's when we come back right here. Stick with us on the Coach O Show.
Hey Wildcat fans, it's trivia time. Which former NMU quarterback holds the record for the longest touchdown pass of 92 yards? Was it A, Matt Horde, B, Cliff Puckett, or C, Tom Bertoldi? Find out after the break. Which former NMU quarterback holds the record for the longest touchdown pass of 92 yards? The correct answer was C, Tom Bertoldi, in 1981 against Wichita State.
Welcome back to the Coach O Show. I'm Ryan Beckman, along with Wildcat head football coach Chris Ostrowsky. And Coach, I know it's your favorite part of the show. We get into the highlights, so let's do that. Season opening game against Northwood.
Yeah, this is the part of the show that's most fun for me, no question. Just an exciting look at some of the plays we did that we thought we executed well on Saturday. Just a bunch set here. We're going to try to outflank some people to the field, and we'll do a lot of different things out of each formation. This is a unique look for us here, where we just get into a bunch set again, and we'll be able to show this thing as we go, as it goes forward. So it's a quick throw out to the perimeter. The showcase of the play, obviously, is the ability to block on the perimeter, and at that point, you see we got two defenders on the ground, so we're able to get upfield, and Kelvin Smart does a great job getting north and south, and just an exciting part of what we hope to accomplish offensively. This view is really a tight copy, which gives our offensive line an opportunity to be coached and really get the finer points, the little things that you need to be successful when you're talking about a football play. The next play here is we get along here to the film. We'll get in a tight situation formationally, and we'll try to isolate, run an isolation run play, if you will. And Wyatt Jurison does a great job getting north and south in a hurry. Just such a big young man, physicality, does all the things you want him to do. Excited to see him grow in the program every day, and this was a great run for us. We talked about it. I mean, it's hard to believe that we weren't able to get that done all game long.
Right.
But those are some of the frustrations that we'll continue to iron out and get better at. So again, the tight copy as we see it. And without being too specific, just a real powerful run for us, a lot of energy and passion with the run. This was a great deal, great moment for us in the game. It's a 4th and 3 call off of a timeout, and again, we're in our really a balanced formation set. You can keep your eyes up to the top of the screen. Shea Brown does a great job of pump fake in there and then recoil and gets the ball out of his hand, and then Kelvin just beats him deep. And it's an exciting touchdown for us, and awesome to see. Awesome to see.
6 receptions, 99 yards on the night for Kelvin Smart. As a senior, how important to have him have a strong finish to his career?
It's so important, and I think you got to have a productive situation where you have a couple good players on the perimeter, and he's a senior. He's such a good kid. He's such a hard worker, and he's really a pleasure to be around. So I'm excited for him.
About Wyatt Jerson, according to him, a slimmed down version of a Wyatt Jerson.
Yeah, a faster version of Wyatt, a healthier version of Wyatt, and he's going to be a great football player here, and he'll continue to get better and better, and his character is second to none. So I'm excited to see Wyatt go here for the next 2 years.
And your takeaway from Shea Brown on Saturday night?
You know, young quarterback has got to do a lot more in terms of where he is in his progression, but at the same time, strong, makes all the throws, stood in there. I thought he showed some really nice poise. So excited for Shea and his continued success.
Well, we'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. When we come back, we'll get into the defensive highlights. Stick with us here on the Coach O Show.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Well, we continue on the Coach O Show as we look at the highlights from Week 1 against Northwood. We looked at the offense already, Coach, so let's see what the defense did Saturday night.
Yeah, you know, the one thing I take away from our total defensive effort is team speed. I mean, we were running through the football. I thought we played with really good effort. It was an offense that is very different schematically to what we see ourselves.
Sure.
And I think it's tough to simulate that speed. And this is a couple football plays here where we're indicative of how we played on the defensive side of the ball. And this starts off with a set here where we're going to showcase the top part of the screen where we're going to look at Levi Perry there, who's a captain for us, and he's playing middle linebacker. Just does a great job identifying run, and then fills the hole really with a lot of physicality. He's really fast, and just a great job from him. And that's how we want to play defense at Northern Michigan. We want to count the hats, if you will. We
Sure.
want 11 tacklers at the ball. We want them excited about it. That was really good football play for us. So that was a good start for us early in the game. Again, as you look at the Tide copy here, which is really for teaching purposes, you'll see it a little bit better here. Number 8 is Levi right there. We do a great job. We've got some guys really bouncing around, and Just Phils and Julian Hornback as well, and a bunch of brand new jerseys and helmets there running around, excited to be Wildcats. So plays like that make me think, you know, we're a lot closer than maybe even we think, and we're going to keep chopping away to get this thing done.
Yeah, we'll talk a little about Levi Perry. We spoke with him earlier in the show, and just a tremendous young man.
Yeah, he really is. He's the whole package. He's a smart kid. He's a gentleman. He's first class every day. A guy that we're building the program around him and a bunch of others, and thrilled to be able to be with that young man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what else do we have here on the defensive highlights, Coach?
Yeah, so what we're going to get here is we're going to get a long yardage situation, which is a situation for certain. They don't do well under those circumstances. And we've got a free safety here who's a true freshman named Javaris Hendricks from St. Thomas Aquinas down in Fort Lauderdale. And he just makes a great jump on the ball, and we get a pick there at a time when we really needed a turnover, and gets upfield for us, and really good football play for us. And again, people are excited, and they're flying around and trying to make football plays.
And St. Thomas Aquinas, just a heck of a high school football program.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those programs that are top 5, top 10 in the nation every single year, and Javaris was a heck of a player there. And we actually have 3 on our roster from St. Thomas in Darrell Williams Jr., whose dad played for the University of Miami, won 2 national championships there, was in the NFL for years, and then obviously Chris Washington, who is a premier player for us, and will continue to do what he does for us in the program.
Absolutely.
So with all three of those guys, we expect great careers from.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then as we wrap up our defensive look here, again, another 3rd and long. We were able to get some really great pressure on the defense, and we get a great sack here late by a young man who I'm just so proud of. He was part of our first recruiting class, that first one when we just started, and we only had a month or so to get after it and get after those guys. And Julian Hornbeck is one of the first guys that committed to us. Just makes a heck of a play there, and he's excited about what he's doing. And, he'll be in this program for a long time as a redshirt sophomore, and he'll continue to make great plays for us. 11
tackles for Julian Hornbeck on Saturday night, and he was really all over the place from the first time.
And on special teams, he was flying around, and he played. He brought the juice,
absolutely,
so to speak, for sure.
Well, we didn't have the special teams highlights, but one guy that really looked poised and like a veteran, but was only a freshman, was your kicker, Ryan LaBerge.
Yeah, you know, Ryan is he's an Upper Peninsula All-Star, and we recruited him as a kicker, and lo and behold, I go to the All-Star game, and he is playing quarterback, and just great poise, and he handled himself well, and we're going to have a great run with a local kid being our kicker, so it's exciting.
Absolutely. Well, that's the highlights for Week 1 against Northwood. We'll take a break and look ahead to Week 2 against Quincy when we return on the Coach O Show. Well, we go to the final segment here on the Coach O Show, where we look ahead to what's on tap for the Wildcats. And Coach, you guys are going to become road warriors on the road the next 2 weeks and 4 of the next 5. And starts with a non-conference matchup against the Quincy Hawks.
Yeah, you know, I think they had a really big win last week. They played on a Thursday night, and they won 28-7. I think they did a really nice job. You know, we're playing scholarship football programs, and we've got to go on the road, and we've got to create a culture of success to even come close to turning the corner. And after having a little bit of a setback in Week 1, this week really becomes critical. So we're just going to embrace the work. We're not going to talk about you know, how we're going to get there, and then when we get, we're going to talk about just being really successful tomorrow in terms of creating a game plan that's indicative of winning football games, and then do a great job teaching. And as a player base, we're going to work harder than we've had on a Tuesday to really be successful, and just take it one day at a time. And really try to slow things down a little bit as we head into Week 2. Not be in a rush for the season to get in front of us. It's just Week 2 right now, and we're going to play Quincy.
Does your preparation change home versus road, or do you try to keep that as simple as possible?
You know, I think preparation changes. I think it does a little bit, you know, especially when you're talking about not being home on a Friday and a walkthrough and the meals and that whole thing. But overall, it shouldn't change the product on the field. And we're going to make sure that we're able to really be. We got to fire on all cylinders. We got to do that every week to have a chance to win. We didn't do that last night, so it's critical for us to take that next step.
Real quick, what do you like about going on the road?
What do I like about going on the road? Not a lot, right? You know, I think the team bonding is awesome, and we are a really close-knit group. We're not a football team that's, you know, where coaches are going in all different directions. I mean, we're guys that, you know, we hang out together. We spend a lot of time together. We enjoy being with our players. I believe our players really enjoy being with us. So I guess being together for that long period of time is the best part.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Coach O Show. Coach, appreciate your time, and we'll be back next week to look at the game against the Quincy Hawks. So until next week, so long, everybody.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by